Welcome back to Birch's Blessed BBQ. My name is Micah Birch. Let's make crispy, juicy. We have our chicken. We picked these chicken thighs up from our local grocery store. And today, we're focused on getting crispy skin today. And specifically, if you didn't have time to prep ahead, and you just went and grabbed some chicken and you still want some crispy skin, that's what we're focusing on today. The other method would be if we salt brined it, seasoned it overnight, got some salt on here to help dry out the skin. That would help us get some crispy skin. Today, we're going to focus on utilizing the smoker that we have, the pellet grill. And trim these up just a little bit, get rid of some of this extra skin and work from there. Do want a little bit of smoke on this chicken. Focus off taking off some of this extra skin that is hanging there. Just make it look better for a better eat. You don't have to trim this off. You could pop these out, season them real quick, and that would work as well. With the smoker, I just want to give us a better chance of not having any rubbery pieces hanging. And getting rid of some of those would help us a lot. That's number one. Looking a lot better. They're trimmed up. Set that to the side. And we'll finish the rest of these. Now that we got these all trimmed up the way that we like them, they're looking nice and pretty. It is time to talk about season. We got 4 different ones, which can mean the same flavor on all of them, but we're gonna go a little bit different. One of them's gonna get Big Jake's SPG, followed with his hot honey rub. One will get Richard Fergola's all-purpose rub, followed with our peach habanero, and then one's gonna get divine salt, divine bark, and our honey chipotle. To season it how we want it, we do want to get underneath the skin to make sure we season it all around. So I'm gonna open up a pocket here just so we can dump some seasoning underneath there. Just lift it up, find the spot, and then lift it up gently. And this one lifted up all the way. Now we're directly on our meat right there. Now we can cover it right back up, and we're good to go. So I'm gonna get all these prepped and ready to go. I'm gonna season these nice and generously. How we are gonna get it crispy. Pellet grill, if we smoke it at 250, we know there's a high chance that it's gonna be rubbery. Our goal is to get some smoke on there while still rendering the skin. How are we gonna do that? We're gonna start the smoker with the chicken on it. That way, as it starts up, it's releasing all the smoke. We're getting the smoke flavor, and then as it comes up to the 350, 400, we start to render down the skin right here. Throw a little bit of oil on top. That would give us another way of helping us get some crispy skin. Just get a little bit on there. Rub it in back over the top with our same rubs. These are looking perfectly seasoned to me. We're gonna let them sweat in for just a second, and then we're gonna go fire up the pit. Our smoker's off, so we're gonna go ahead and lay our chicken on here just how we want it. We got the hot honey, the other hot honey, and we got our divine bark, divine salt, honey chipotle. Then we have Richard Fergola's all-purpose with our peach habanero right there. Smoker's off. We're gonna turn the smoker on to 450 and let it ride. Right now the chicken's catching all that smoke, and then it'll die down and we'll start rendering out that skin. Now 45 minutes later, our chicken is done. We have our hot honey. We also got some beautiful color there on the back. I'm gonna set those right here. Then we have our divine chicken right here. Nice beautiful color on the back as well. We're gonna let these rest for a little bit and come down the temp. We cooked them to just around 185, 190. Some probably touch 200. And we're gonna let these rest a little bit. Our chicken has rested. It is crispy, and I'm ready to take a bite. It's juicy, leaking all over the board. I just wanna go in for the bite right here. Got some skin right here. Got some of the chicken. Bite right through the skin. We went the hot honey one. I know the divine bark, divine salt with the honey chipotle is gonna be great. I've had that combination plenty of times. This hot honey one with the SPG. Definitely a pop of flavor, and it is good. So, well, that's good. That is good. Set that to the side. Cooked just right. Tender, juicy, skin's crispy. Want to go in for the divine bark, divine salt. The skin did shrink up on us there. It's a good thing it's rendered. So, all right, we're going to go for a bite from this side. Yeah. The sweet, the smoky immediately. Got the smokiness from the rub. From the honey chipotle, we made it a smoky rub, so you smell it, and that's what you're going to taste as well, along with a little kick and that sweetness that's coming through. Yeah, that's amazing. Just one more bite. Dang, that's good. Dang, that's good. Dang, that's good. Dang, that's good. Dang. Both of them. The honey chipotle with the divine collection. The hot honey. I mean, you can't go wrong with hot honey. Just phenomenal. I'm going to save these two. I got some people I'm sharing that with, so I'm not going to take the bite out of those. But these two right here, phenomenal. We got the other hot honey, and then we have the all-purpose with the peach habanero. Phenomenal. All right. If you haven't given that a try, it's on the pellet smoker. I would recommend putting a little oil on all of them before you put your season. Not only is it going to help it stick, but it's also going to help that skin crisp up in the process, which happened here. We did move them around on the pit just to make sure we have the even cooking going on, and they are tasting phenomenal. It's definitely something you should give a try if you have a pellet. You can cook it on anything, right? If you have a Weber, Traeger, Pit Boss, whatever you have. If you're using charcoal, if you're using wood, doesn't have to be on the pellet grill. You can still make some wonderful, juicy chicken on there, and it will come out amazing. All right. I want to leave you with, you don't know when you're supposed to arrive, right? You don't know exactly when you're supposed to be where you're supposed to be. So don't let that closed door, that no, stop you, or even seeing somebody get there before you, stop you from continue pushing and becoming better in your craft. If we want to look at it, it could even be chicken. Say, make the chicken one time, the skin's not crispy, doesn't turn out juicy how you want it to be. That doesn't mean quit. That doesn't mean quit on your dreams. That doesn't mean quit on that hobby. That just means we need to put more time into it. We need to pay attention to the details, right? Don't let the no's discourage you from becoming all that you're supposed to be, right? And the no does not mean this gift that you have is no good. The no just means it's not going to be used to serve them, right? They don't get the benefit in the gifts that you have. And I mean, I used to work at a sales place, right? If you want to know, I can get into that story, but I used to work at a sales place. It was my first sales job. And part of the training is you're paid to get told no. That's kind of where I built it up, that just because you're not good at something at first doesn't mean you should stop, right? You're supposed to give the offer. If they say no, they say no, but you're supposed to offer it, right? Using that, don't let no discourage you of becoming the woman, becoming the man that you're supposed to be. That no does not mean you're not supposed to do it. That no does not mean you're not good enough. That no is just another no that you stack and you step on to become all that you're supposed to be. Just take that no, set it there, step on it, and keep rising above. Because you don't know what step you're going to step on before the next yes comes. All right? If you keep stepping over these no's, on top of these no's, you're going to eventually hit a yes. Right? You're only going to... The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord. And no does not mean stop. No, it's just a redirection to where you're really supposed to be. You want to use videos, for example. If you want to start a new hobby, if you're trying to go get a job, right? You're making videos and you're like, the video is not performing how I want it to perform. That doesn't mean the video is terrible. That just means people haven't seen it yet. That doesn't mean stop filming and stop putting out videos. That just means continue doing it, continue getting better, putting in the reps, right? Because that consistency, right? You keep putting money into the account. You're putting money into the account. You're investing, right? And over time, it begins to compound on interest. And I like to look at videos that way as well. As we continue to post videos, they might not be performing how you would want them to right on the start, right? They haven't been seen yet. That doesn't mean they're terrible. They just haven't been seen, right? So if we continue placing these videos in our account and we're stacking and we're building and we're investing with them, eventually and surely, this is what you're meant to do, surely, right? It's going to continue compounding. And you started right here, you were getting these views, and that compound interest eventually led you to exactly where you thought you would be, right? And then you just soar past it because you're beyond blessed. You're blessed and highly favored, and you're somewhere where you didn't even expect to be, right? You had these dreams and your goals. You just think bigger, right? Just make it bigger, because surely what you're thinking about is going to come to pass. And I say think bigger and plan bigger and have something there bigger than what it is, because when I went to go lose 100 pounds, that's all I thought of was the goal of losing 100 pounds, stepping on the scale, being 100 pounds down, not caring about anything else but hitting that 100-pound mark, right? Stepping on that scale and being 100 pounds down. And it was tough. It was a struggle, but that's not what we're here for to talk about right now. But the goal part of it, the goal aspect, right? I set a goal for 12 months to lose the 100 in a year, and I hit it in 18 months. If I would have quit after the 12, I would have never got to the 18. So I'm just telling you to keep pushing. But the real reason we're talking about this today is when I hit the 100-pound mark, and that was the only goal that I had, I got excited. I ran out the house. I started driving. 5 minutes later, I'm like, okay, that's done. What's next? All right, what's next? Not even realizing that, I knew I was going to hit it, but when I hit it, I just knew there was more, right? So then it's not only just losing the weight, but getting in shape, building a body, right? Mentally getting right. Like some of us think just because we lose the weight or we get the new job or we start this hobby, we have this title that mentally everything is together. That mentally, once we get this title, everything's fixed. That is not the case. And that's what I realized when I hit that 100-pound mark, that it doesn't just change how you think about yourself, how you see yourself, right? It helps, it aids, you built the consistency that you're able to do all the things that you believe you can do. But that takes time and effort and consistency to then change and shift, right? Like in the Bible, Adam had to think himself special. Like you have to think yourself special. You have to know that you dwell in a place of abundance, that what you think and what you say comes to reality. That what it is that you want to do, you're capable of, because it's inside you. There's a seed. And what I had to do, I had to water that seed, had to give that seed sun, had to give it focus, had to give it attention so that it could grow. So I had to sit down with myself. I was sitting down, I was driving, and I was just thinking, what's next? Okay, I did this, what else could I do? Right, and then as we grow up, there's things that we want to do, but sometimes they seem far off. Sometimes they seem not possible, but once you achieve a big goal for yourself, and you know these things are possible, You just keep going bigger and bigger. And you know they're going to take time, because if I use the weight loss, for example, like I knew 100 pounds, 12 months is possible. It's tight, but it's possible. I didn't quit at 12. I got it in 18. So now I know if I'm going at something, I don't know exactly how long it's going to take. That's what I'm saying. Don't let no stop you. I didn't know exactly how long it was going to take. So I continue moving. I don't know exactly how long these goals I have are going to take. I can put a timeline on it and move and push and press toward that mark. But don't stop if it's not at that timeline. Like, we keep moving. All right. And that doesn't mean you fail. That means you learn. So the process along the way, that's when we build our character. And our character is the main piece of the puzzle. If we get what we want, if we get in a position to have all the things we want, but we have no character, we have no heart. If we have no heart, like, what are we doing it for? Right? So it's the character piece that I'm saying. Like, throughout this process, it's going to be hard. It's going to be tough. Right? And you're going to achieve all the things that you want to achieve. Take that and build the character. All right? Look deep inside you and figure out who you are, who you want to be, what you want to have in life, where you want to live, what car you want to drive, what type of man or woman do you want to be? How do you think? How do you talk? How do you walk? How do you stand? How do you sit? All the little things are building who you are, and you're just building this foundation, right? Because the Lord's our foundation. And when we sit with him, he gives us and tells us who we are. He gives us the desires of our heart. So what I'm saying is, build the character, figure out who you are. The no does not define you. The title does not define you. Don't let those things stop you from becoming all that you can be. In the name of Jesus. With that being said, crispy skin, chicken thighs, definitely a must have. Chicken thighs are juicy anyway. These things were juicy. Definitely a great bite to have. If you plan on giving it a try, tag me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. I would love to see what you're cooking. If you haven't already, give us a like, give us a comment, and subscribe. Right? Hey, do not let the no stop you. Do not let the titles define you. Look deep inside and know who you are, who you want to be, and don't let anybody drag you away from who you're meant to be. Right? Thank you for spending some time with me today. You could have been doing anything. You chose to sit down with us, make some chicken, eat, talk, have a conversation. And all right, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.